Hello, KINES 55 students, and welcome to week 11, the final week of this class. You guys have been plugging along and getting your feet wet a little bit at the coaching. And this week is to kind of put it all together in a presentable format. So up until this point, you guys have done team philosophies, team rules, team goals, techniques, practice plans, game plans. Now it's time to kind of put it all together. And really, if you've been keeping up with your assignments, this should be a fairly easy assignment or final for you, because it's going to include all the assignments in a way that if you handed that book to somebody, or sent it to them as a link, that would include your expectations as the head coach. It would include the expectations of the players. It would include your philosophy. It would include any kind of team rules that you have, maybe team goals, promoting your system and your scheme to your players. So this is a document that that you want to be able to hand out to your athletes and maybe parents, to really outline everything about your program the way you want it run, including the type of culture. And in many cases, if it's youth sports, especially the younger levels, there is sections in there about the appropriate behavior and the expectations of parents and how they can be great support or they can be great hindrance to your program, your team, and your players. And so we're going to put it all together in a playbook, or you might call it some people would say it's kind of like a portfolio, but this is what you would hand to your players. And so number one, it's got to look good. It's got to be legible. It's got to make sense to somebody that may not understand the sport very well. And it should be comprehensive. And so I hope that you guys have been keeping up with the assignments, and that this assignment is really just organizing all those other assignments into a way that it could be presented as one document, one link, or a book. And so you guys have until the 16th, which is a week from this Friday, week from this Friday, and to turn in your final, as well as any other assignments you guys that have been up to this point. As I've mentioned in this class more than once, I have no problem giving everybody A's in this class. However, the work has to reflect the grade, and don't allow yourself to get a poor grade in this class because you just didn't turn something in or didn't take a few minutes to get something done. I will accept all assignments from start to finish, all the way up until the 16th, a week from Friday. And that weekend, I'm going to be doing grades. Over the weekend, at some point, I'm going to send out every single one of you an email that has a summary of the assignments that I've received from you, as well as your current grade in the class and what your grade will be after you hand in the final. So you guys, I'm rooting for you. I'm your biggest fan. And I want you guys to all get A's in this class. 3 units of A helps GPA quite a bit. So do take the time to get it done. The assignments are not very long, and put your best foot forward. I'm going to be available for questions, assistance, help in any way until the 16th. So please reach out if you're having troubles, if you're having issues. Any issue with the class or help or support that's needed, I'm happy to pitch in and help. So please don't hesitate to email or call, and I will get right back to you and hopefully be able to provide you with whatever it is that you're needing at that time. So as we look forward, I beyond this class, I'm hoping that you guys have acquired at least some perspective into the world of coaching sports, and some perspective on the planning that needs to take place, and how for the head coach and for many of the assistant coaches at times, their game really is the prep work leading up to the game. And then once the game starts, most coaches can relax a little bit, even though we don't. But it's all that preparation, which is the game day for the coach. And then the game day for the players is the game day. But it's up to you to design the training, to outline the drills, to put the emphasis on the areas where you feel it's necessary for that week's opponent. Teach fundamentals, and most of all, you guys, if you get into coaching, you know, most of the time you're going to start out at the youth level, but I don't think it matters. I think part of our jobs as coaches is to create an environment where people can love the sport that you're coaching, and not hate it. And unfortunately, a lot of coaches, and sometimes players too, create an environment that you just don't enjoy being a part of. A toxic environment. You know, you want to inspire your athletes to want to maybe even become a coach someday. I mean, that's kind of the ultimate compliment, that somebody would want to do what you're doing and that may have been inspired by you. So as you guys get into coaching, remember, you're going to be dealing with, sorry about the pop-up, you're going to be dealing with kids that probably don't know anything about the sport, probably have only been coached by their parents. And your job is to give them a new perspective and a new inspiration to add to whatever they already know, or if they don't know anything. What you definitely don't want, you guys, is that, you know, your coaching or your culture of your team is deterring people from wanting to play. There's no doubt that we need to challenge our athletes. There's no doubt that we need to push them outside their comfort zone, but we also need to be the ultimate in support and non-judgmental sometimes interactions, so that we can really understand who our athletes are. They can understand who we are, and we can create the most buy-in and create the best environment possible for them. Essentially, unless we're coaching in the NFL or the Major League Baseballs, or we're coaching in the NBA, we are essentially coaching athletes up to move them forward onto the next level. And if you look at it that way, it's really important that you want them to have success. It's just like if it was your own son or daughter, and you were going to send them out fishing, and if they don't catch any fish, the family doesn't eat. You need them to be successful, right? That's kind of how coaching is. We're preparing people for the next level, whether it's the next level of school, the next level of the sport, the next age group, whatever that is. And we want them to be empowered. And so we have to prepare them for that in every aspect that we can. And, just utilizing every minute of every practice, and to create an environment where, number one, your athletes are not afraid to take a chance. They're not afraid to take a risk. Your athletes are confident, and they're inspired to want to move up to that next level. And they're excited because they're empowered with the skills that you taught them. And so always keep that in mind, that your players are going to be a reflection of you at the next level. And, if that's some added incentive to do a better job, but the reality is you should want to do a great job for them. That's why we get into coaching, is because we love helping out people. And if you're getting into coaching, and it's just really all about you, you might have struggles, because a coach is a teacher. A coach is a lot of different things to different people at different times in their life when they need it. And it's a responsibility. And you guys, as the next generation of coaches coming up, you definitely have a responsibility, not only to the sport, but to society. Sports is such a huge part of our society, and is so impacted and also impacts society, that our next generation of coaches and leaders, man, you're kind of in charge of training the next generation of coaches and leaders, and empowering them and inspiring them to want to do great things, to want to think outside the box, to want to reach heights higher than even they thought they could reach. And so I encourage you to, when you get into coaching, be energetic, be enthusiastic, be supportive, be encouraging, and do your homework and be prepared. The more prepared you are, the better the experience, and the better chance of success that your athletes are going to have. But it can't be just all one and not the other. It's got to be the whole person. So in terms of getting the buy-in from your players, not just forcing it on them, and having a collaborative approach to coaching with your assistant coaches and being a leader. Coaching is being a leader. It's being a team captain. And what we tell our team captains every day at practice, we remind them that as a team captain, you have the responsibility that at any time, no matter what's happening, the greatest thing could be happening or the worst thing could be happening to your team. But every athlete on the team should be able to look at a captain or the head coach during those times and say, that's the appropriate way that I'm supposed to act based on this situation. You're a leader by example. You're a leader in the words that you speak and the steps that you take. And so it carries a lot along with it, a big responsibility, and empower those young people that you're coaching up to be the next generation of great people and coaches. Our society definitely needs it. Our communities need it, and our athletes need it. So I hope that this class was enjoyable for you and that you legitimately found some things interesting and maybe even some couple of pointers here and there that are going to help you in your journey. Reminders, get your work in, and everybody gets the grade they deserve. So that's life, that's football, that's sports. You earn what you get for the most part. So good luck to all of you. It's been a great semester. I've enjoyed reading your assignments, and I look forward to seeing your finals. And it will all be outlined in the message I'm going to be sending you guys on your email. So follow the instructions and get your work turned in, and look forward to seeing you in another class soon. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And as always, go Bear Cubs.